Module 2. Role of INEC and other stakeholders. Election officials, whether serving as permanent or ad hoc staff within the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, play a pivotal role in overseeing and managing the electoral process. In addition to these officials, various individuals and organizations are integral to the execution of elections, including polling and party agents, security personnel, media representatives, observer groups, and the voters themselves. Chairman of the Commission. He serves as the Chief Electoral Commissioner with oversight of national electoral activities, excluding local government elections managed by state independent electoral commissions, SIECs. Additionally, he assumes the role of the returning officer in the presidential election. National Electoral Commissioners. They are commission members responsible for formulating policies for effective electoral conduct. Each heads a standing committee overseeing specific INEC offices in states and the FCT. Their duties include monitoring elections and ensuring compliance with rules and regulations. Resident Electoral Commissioners, RECs. There are commission members responsible for formulating policies for effective electoral conduct. Each heads a standing committee overseeing specific INEC offices in states and the FCT. Their duties include monitoring elections and ensuring compliance with rules and regulations. Electoral Officers, EOs. They oversee elections in local government areas or area councils, receiving election materials from resident electoral commissioners. Electoral officers distribute materials to supervisory presiding officers. Returning officers, REOs. They are tasked with collating, tabulating, and summing up the candidates' scores in a particular constituency, ultimately declaring the winner of the election. Collation officers, CEOs. Collation officers operate at different levels. Registration area/ward CO. Gathers results from polling stations within a registration area/ward. Local government area, LGA CO. Compiles results from various registration areas/wards for area council, state assembly, and presidential elections. State constituency CO. Collects results from all registration areas/local government areas within a state constituency for the state assembly election. Federal constituency CO. Assembles results from LGAs within a federal constituency, serving as the federal constituency returning officer. Senatorial districts CO. Consolidates results from all LGAs within a senatorial district. State CO, Chairman, INEC. Aggregates results from all LGAs within a state for the presidential and governorship elections, serving as the returning officer. This individual holds the position of Chairman of INEC. Chief Electoral Commissioner, Chairman, INEC. Gathers results from all states nationwide in the presidential election and acts as the returning officer for the entire election. Supervisory presiding officers. Supervises polling activities in a designated group of polling units. Contributes to the training of presiding officers, poll clerks, and assistants under their jurisdiction. Ensures timely availability of all required materials, both sensitive and non-sensitive, at assigned polling stations. Regularly visits supervised polling stations to address issues during the election period. Ensures prompt delivery of poll results from assigned stations to the collation officer. Promptly submits all election materials received from presiding officers to the electoral officer after the elections. Coordinates with security agents to maintain law and order at the supervised polling stations. Maintains accountability to the electoral officer throughout the discharge of duties. The polling team. Polling unit with no voting point comprises of presiding officer PO, Ballot paper issuance/overseer. Assistant Presiding Officer, APO. 1. Verification and statistics. Assistant Presiding Officer, APO 2. Register check and inking. Assistant Presiding Officer, APO 3. Queue Controller. Presiding Officer, PO. Ballot paper issuance and overseer. He or she is in charge of all activities at the polling unit on election day, including polling, sorting and counting of votes, as well as the announcement of election result. Takes delivery of and inspects all materials and equipment for election from the supervisory presiding officer and ensures their security, particularly the sensitive materials such as ballot papers and result forms. Coordinates activities in the voting points under his supervision. Conducts voter education ahead of polling. Returns all election materials, other than the result sheets and BIVAs, to the SPO for delivery to the EO after elections. Delivers the completed result sheets and BIVAs to the registration area collation officer, BRACO. Other stakeholders. Polling/party agents are appointed by the parties to represent their interests during voting counting and collating. Each party has the right to appoint one polling/party agent for each polling station and collation centre. Allow the polling/party agents to countersign the results forms at the polling station and the collation forms at the collation centre. Distribute signed and stamped copies of the Statement of Result of Poll forms and the collation of result forms to the polling/party agents. Role of election observers. Domestic and international observers are appointed by their respective organisations and accredited by the Commission. Role of security agents. Provide security at the polling station and collation centres to ensure that the polling and counting of ballots and declaration of results are conducted without any disturbance.